programs. So all these programs had some agenda. So it's not like this was given just for the sake of giving assignments. This was given each for a particular reason. So the first program was given to like test your basic concepts are clear or not. So how switch cases works, how you take input, how you validate a result, how you output it. That was it. And the second program was given to test how you can write better efficient code. Okay, so what will efficiency, we'll talk about it, but let's just first discuss. And the third code was based on a very elementary interview problem, which is called the Fizzbuzz program. And instead of Fizzbuzz, I have given cart and wheel. So basically, if you search Fizzbuzz, you'll see that two numbers will be given, and you would be having to print either fizz or buzz or Fizzbuzz based on those divisibility rules. It can be 2-5, it can be 3-5, it can be whatever they assign you. So this is a very elementary interview problem. And how I know this is an interview problem is that like many teachers have said that this is a very elementary interview problem, but I doubt that this problem comes in interview because this is very basic. So I think only in the like very eliminating rounds, I think this comes. Okay. So okay. So what is efficiency exactly? Just 1 second. Okay. Sorry for that interruption. Uh, I'm back. And so efficiency depends on two things. First, how much time your program takes to run and how much memory is it using. Both are like resources and they are not infinite. Like you don't have infinite amount of time and you don't have infinite amount of memory. Even if it's 16 GB, 64 GB, whatever you have, it's still a finite resource. It's not like you keep storing, and things will it will the program will run. So if you cross the memory, your computer will crash. So we have to like manage these resources properly to make our code efficient. Now a thing is that a lot of times like there is a give and take between time and space. So you increase space, you decrease time. You increase time, you decrease space. Another thing is that time is a more crucial resource because if your program runs say in 2 minutes instead of 1 minute, then you have to wait one full minute, and that is very hectic. But say your program takes 1 GB more space than what it was previously taking, and you have like 5 or 6 GBs of unused storage in your RAM. So in that situation, you'd always want to use that 1 GB. So and shorten your time. So that way your code will be efficient. But if you like theoretically look at it, you are not like making it more efficient in the sense that you are using some resource at the end of the day. Not like your space and time. I mean, sorry, time and space are exactly the same, and your program is getting shorter. So in a lot of times, in very few times actually, it's possible that your space and time is same or time and space is same taken, but by useful coding, you're making your program more efficient. But in a lot of cases, if you want to decrease time, you have to increase the space taken by your program and vice versa. So the second question said like, I think whoever I've gone through, most people have used two for loops to do the second program. If any of you have used one for loop and done this, please say, because I've not been able to go through every solution because most of you updated last day, and I had like a very hectic week because of exams, and I saw not all the copies. I mean, not all the assignments. So have any of you done this the second program using one for loop? And why one, why two for loops? What does it, I mean, have you done this using has any of you done this using not one, I mean not using nested loops, that is a loop inside a loop? So have you done this using non-nested loops? That is what I meant to say. Anyone? Yes, no? See, the session will be very short if you answer fast. Like actually I was watching Australian Open and the match was really awesome. So it's not like I'm making the session short for that reason, because the match will be probably over when the session ends. no matter how short it will be. But yeah, it's for everyone's time. Like I can also rest a bit because of the hectic sessions, and you must be having a hectic week as well because of classes. So it's beneficial for everyone. If you answer quickly, we can like move through. So anyone used non-nested loops? Anyone? Yeah, Sanjukta, Monal, I know. No, I don't know about Monal. I saw Sanjukta's uh, solution, and she used nested loops. Anyone used non-nested loops? So basically, what I'll be showing is like how to do this using non-nested loops, and then I will be telling you like in what case you can be using this. Okay. So no one, I guess. Okay, so I'll go ahead. Sorry. Okay, so if you read the question, you can clearly see that the size of the range of all the elements that will be stored is 1 to 100. Okay, the number cannot change. I mean, the number cannot be more than 100 and cannot be less than 0. And we know like every array cell is assigned an index. Okay, so what if we create an array that is of size 100, and I mean 101, because 0 to 99 will be the indexes of a array size 100. But what if we create a array of size 101? Then we can store all the elements. I mean, whatever element is coming, we can just increase that number within that array cell, and that will be the frequency. You don't have to for each enter of the for each element that is entered, you don't have to go through the array again and again and see that how many times the element is occurring, which is what most of you have done. But in this case, if we previously define an array of size 100 and it is initialized with all zeros, that is all elements are 0 times occurring at the beginning, and then each time we get an element, we just increase the value of that cell. And that is frequency, right? Does will anyone like to contradict if that's not frequency? And have you guys learned dictionaries in Python? This concept is very similar to that, except dictionaries uh, also solve another particular problem that you'll see here will be occurring. Yeah, yeah, you have learned dictionaries, very cool. But would you contradict that if we initialize an array with all zeros of 101 times, and then each time we get an element, we just access that? Okay, okay. If you're not clear with dictionaries, maybe this will help you, but not exactly. Okay, because this is arrays and not dictionaries. But if you have any questions regarding that, you can ask me in DMs or in Discord. You can ask. Actually, the thing is, like, see, today's session is not very much about studying. Today's session is more about addressing whatever we have learned, review things. It's very important to review at a stage. So, see, we are a community. The main motto of CodeChef is to increase the coding culture of a college, not exactly to post those posters that we post. Okay, and whatever else we do, share memes and all that. But the main motto of CodeChef is to increase the coding culture. And how will the coding culture increase? It will increase when people are like interacting on codes, right, or programming. Then the coding culture increase. So if you have problems regarding a code, instead of just asking like we say, "Bhai, please share the code," and I'll paste it. Instead of doing that, you can just go to Discord and say that how do I implement this a particular part, not the whole code, and then you get that implementation of a particular part, and then you use that in your code. Okay, that's how the coding culture increases. But I see no one like wanting to ask anything to anyone. It's not necessary that you have to ask me. You can ask anyone. Like, we all are a part of a community, and everybody is equal in a community. It's not like I have to answer every question and you have to ask me only. So that's not necessary. So that's the motto of CodeChef. If you're not clear about this, okay, the motto of CodeChef is to increase the coding culture, and the coding culture will only increase when people interact about coding. So it's not even necessary that you have to like go on to Discord and ask anyone. You can even ask in DMs, but the thing is, most people do is they ask about the code, about the whole code, and then they just copy paste it. No one even asks about how this is implemented. So people come in a meet, and then the person who shared the code explains this. If you guys keep doing this, then both parties benefit. The person who has written the code, he also gets a better knowledge about the code, explains it, and the person who is trying to copy the code, he also understands how the code is implemented. So the next time he does not, he or she does not have to copy. Okay, okay, enough of chit chat. But what I was saying is that uh, if I initialize 101, sorry, I mean 101 spaces with zeros. 101 size, 101 is the size of the array. All elements contain zeros at the beginning. That is, every element occurs 0 times at the beginning. So whenever we get an element, we just simply go to that index and do plus plus. And will you contradict that whatever we get at the end is not a frequency? Or you contradict, you want to say that this is not frequency, it cannot be done in that way. uh, so if you have like that type of a contradiction, you can say, or I'll just go into the code. Okay, let me just do the initial stuff. Okay, as I said, I'll initialize this at 101. So this is not user dependent. Okay, and this is a problem also, that we are using more space than we should. But that's what I said, it's a give and take. You cannot have everything together all the time. So we are taking the space of, say, at worst case, uh, so if the size is 10 given by the user, we are using like 91 spaces more. But this will decrease our time. How, that will also say. That's why it compiles fast. That's why I did not get your point. What is the that's here? I've not like done anything till now. I just said that do you want to contradict that this is a no, 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 no. It does not compile fast because it's not user dependent. It does not happen because of that. Uh, Compilation, you whatever input you give, you can also store that in a file, and you can take that input from that file as well. So that way it will compile uh, in whatever seconds it should. If you're saying that user takes time to give input and that's why this is compiled fast, no, that's not the reason. So okay, I guess no one will contradict or anything, because people are having trouble understanding the things. So I'll first implement the code. Okay, so as I said that 101 will be the size of the array storing the frequency, and that's why I've named it fric. Okay, fine. And now I'll take an input of n. As I said, you have to take an input of size n. Actually, this creating this array part is also not really necessary. Oh, and we had to initialize this with zeros. That's why I gave a hint that you can initialize all the cells with zeros like this. Okay. Now we have taken the input, we have created the array. I will run die equals to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Why this compiles faster, faster than the two for loop solution? I'll tell you that as well. And where you can exactly use this, and how you can use dictionaries for even better efficiency. Okay, but one by one. So I'll just store all the elements I'm taking scene. Okay, let's just take a prompt as well, because otherwise enter number. Okay, so this is our user part. We have taken the inputs from a user. Okay, that's done. Now we again loop through all of this. We again loop through all the 10 elements. Okay. Now what we do is, like say ARR of 0 contains 5. Okay. Now we have a space of 0 to 100. So if you want to access the fifth element, a frick, then what would be the syntax that we should write? You will tell me, I will not. Okay, in the meantime, I'll just see the score of Australian Open. I'll be very honest. Come on, guys, just because I'm seeing this code does not mean you will not type anything. If you want to know if you want me to repeat the question again, I can do that as well. Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, so see, I've stored all the elements in the array that I should have stored by taking user input. Fine. Now I want to count the frequencies. Okay. So if 5 occurs, then I should increase the frequency. And you can already see that I'm storing the frequency in the frick array where all the elements, I mean, all the spaces 0 to 100 are initialized with 0. So now 5 occurs. Now I'll increment the fifth location or the fifth position or the fifth uh, index. I'll not say index. The fifth position to 1 because 5 has occurred. So how do I access the fifth position? That's what you have to tell me. That's the question. I've already seen the score. So yeah, now I'm like waiting for your answer now. Don't think that I've seen the score and you can answer later. Okay, so. Okay, error I 5 fine plus equals to 1. Anyone else? Tamina, we just want to access the fifth element of the array. So say I'll say fifth position, not index. Fifth, I'll say fifth position, sorry, not index. As I corrected that time only. I want the fifth position in the array. So just a second. I'll show what a position is. Okay, error 5 is fine, but in this case, how do we know it's the fifth element only? Like we are just traversing to the array and we found 5, let's say in the first position. Now that we don't know that what are the elements stored in the array, right? Because the programming is running in runtime. So we cannot enter 5 like that, because if you do 5 and error 5 plus plus or plus equals to 1, whatever, then it will just increment 5 5 5 5 because now it's not in our control when we are running the program, when the program is already running. So error 5 is not the correct answer, because we need to get whatever element we get from the array and we need to go to the location and increment that. I'll just draw this diagram so you can understand. So, okay, someone's mic is open. Okay, say this is A. Okay, this is 5 4 3 2 1 0. No, we don't need pointers. Absolutely not. If you needed pointers, you think I wouldn't have told you or taught you pointers first before giving this? Let's say this is the frick array and it contains, sorry, what is this dot dot? This is not even dot dot. It contains 101 elements. I can't draw 101 here. And this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and all these are initialized with 0. So we are traversing the array. We get 5. Sorry. We get 5. We go to the fifth location, that is this, and we make it 1. Okay. We get 4. We go here, make it 1, not 10. Okay. Get 3. We go here, make it, sorry, make it 1. This is a mess already. Just let me remove this. And all this as well. So 5 goes here, 4 goes here, 3 goes here, and like that. Okay. So now tell me, have like only received one correct answer till now. And I won't tell whose answer is that, because then clearly that says that what is the correct answer and what's the point of asking. See, like I can tell you the solution and then it would be over, the session would be over really fast, but then what's the point? You also need to brainstorm a bit, right? And I'm doing nothing in the meantime actually. I'm just waiting for your solutions. Okay, ARR I equals to Archisman, if you're not clear with the question, we are trying to increment in the frequency array because that is what is storing the value. We're not trying to change the real values of this array. What you have said is ARR I equals to fric ARR I plus plus. This will change the fric value as well. I agree, but this will also make it 6. That's the problem. So the data gets distorted. So later, if you want to take from this, then you can't. Okay, n minus 1. Okay, so let's see what happens if we do n minus 1. This is the most popular answer right now. That is n minus 1. So wait a second. Why it is n minus 1? So n minus 1 would be if it's 10, because let's say n equals to 10. I thought you guys would be saying I minus 1, but no, you guys said 10 minus n minus 1. So n minus 1 would be uh, just write this, say 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, and also why it is ARR, that is also a big question. Okay. I'm confused if you guys are getting the question or not, to be honest. So whatever saying is n minus 1 is 9. Okay, so it will go into the 9th position or the 10th index, and then it will do what? Do nothing. I want the complete syntax. Okay, the question. Okay.
Can I ask something?
Okay, the mic is
Hello.
on. Yeah, say.
Yeah, I want to say like if in error n, I get a value.
Yeah, sure. You get ARR n, so say n is 10. So you get the value of ARR 10th index, which is probably out of bounds.
No,
So you get
I'm
a
asking
garbage value.
so in error, like we are getting a value, and like I didn't actually understand the correct. I'm getting confused in the question. So we are getting a value, and
Yeah, I guess the question is unclear. I can understand. Never mind. I'll try once more. Let's see what happens. Okay, so this time say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go step by step and slowly. Okay, this is ARR, fine. We have taken NS7. I'll write everything. So like everything is clear. The only problem is I can't draw 101 cells. That's the only problem. 1 second. So N is 7, fine. Now I'll store like randomly 3, 1, 4, 3, 0, 1. Fine. Okay. Now my question is that we have stored. This part is covered. Whatever we have done, this is this part. Okay. So this part is done. Now we'll get into this part. First of all, I'll just erase this because this is not correct. Okay. So we are traversing the array. If we do ARR I, then we get all these elements, right? No issues. Is there a issue with that? We'll go step by step. So till now this is clear. Then we'll move ahead. Yeah, fine. I hope others don't have issues as well. So we do ARR1, we get the value at the corresponding index, and like that we can get all the values. So every value will be printed, or we can access every value. Fine. Now we have got ARR0, let's say at the first iteration. At the first iteration, we have got 4, okay, which is ARR0. Now, this is the fric array, which has 101 elements. Now, the problem is that I can't draw 101 elements in the screen. That is what's making you confused, actually. If I could have, then this would have been easy. So let's see how we can do this. I'll just give dotted dots here. Okay, that I think will be better. Okay, because it's 101, we'll start at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So array indexes is always one less than sign, one less than the size. There is the final index. So this is 100. Fine, clear till now. That this is the frequency array, and we have initialized it with zeros, all positions. These are all zeros, okay. And this is the 99th index. Fine. Now we want to go at this position of this array. So wait a second. 4 of frick. Yeah. And then increment it. Uh, so tough drawing with mouse. Okay, so sorry for this. We go to the 4th position of frick array and we increment it. So what will be the syntax now? Achisman has given the answer now. Okay, I won't tell this is correct or not, but okay, I minus 1. Okay, I minus 1. We have Apurup previously gave. Wait a second, Apurup. You previously gave ARR I plus equals to 1, which is what Sanjukta gave. Now you change it to ARR I, which is also, this is also missing a third bracket. Okay, the frick third bracket is not closed, and you gave it minus 1. Okay, more or less given the answer. So yeah, okay. So you want to say this is I minus 1. So that very first, this is wrong, because when this is I is 0, you are accessing negative index of array. In Python, that is the last element, but in C++, negative index does not exist. So you are going to minus 1 position of frequency, which does not exist. And then you are incrementing it. Okay, that is a lot of things. Okay, I think I've got a lot of answers. So let's not beat around the bush. And yeah, frick of ARRI plus plus is the correct answer. Very nice. Well done. Okay. So I can remove all this as well. So repeating again how this works, because we're starting from 0, uh, that means every element has its own position. Okay, the 0, yeah, that's my fault. I'm sorry for that. Okay, so explaining again, so like it's clear for once and all. So every position has its every element has its own position. 0 has got a position, 1 has got a position, 2 has got a position, 3. And for this case, the index value of that position is exactly the same. I mean, the index value of that element is exactly the same. So first, if you want to access the 0th element, then we go to 0. If you want to access the 1th element, then we go to 1, because we are starting from 0. Okay, what we do in normal cases, we start from 1. That's why the 0th index is mapped to 1. But here we're starting from 0. That's why we have taken 1 extra, 101. Okay, I hope that's clear. If you have confusions, then please ask. Now we are printing the frequencies. Okay, so we again traverse the array, uh, and we get each element, and then we give us space for formatting, and then we go here, and we do ARR I, that is to access that element, and we give a end line so we can like see what's happening. Okay, so I'm gonna run. Okay, no prompt was given for the size, so no prompt is coming. Okay, enter number 1, so 4 3 4 1 1. Okay, what happened is like So every element has come twice. Okay, yeah. So now this is one issue. I was gonna address that. That this is one issue because we're traversing all the elements. All the duplicate uh, elements are also coming. Okay. Now what we can do to fix this is like we can traverse this one, and then we can display all the elements that if this element is present in that present in the previous array, then we print it. But we don't need that. We just wanted the frequency, and the frequency is fine. See, frequency of 4 is 2, 3 is 1, 4 is 2, 1 is 2, 1 is 2. So not a problem, right? Because we are we had to display the frequency. We did not have. I did not say anywhere that you can only display the frequency of an element only once, right? The question did not had that. Okay, and we can also skip that for loop and just do this as well. Give the same result. Have to write this. Just wait a second. I don't want to write such a big statement again. So I'll just copy this, paste, clear this, and I'll give the same 4, 4, 3, 3, 1, 1. Sorry, 11 was given, but never mind. You will see that if you give whatever the frequency is coming the same. So frequency of 4 is 2, 4 is 2, and all that. So fine. Now my what I want to say is that how this is more efficient. You might be saying that we are using more memory already, so it has to be cutting on time to be efficient. So see, when you're running two nested loops, so 1 second. Each time, sorry, what is it? Get this bold, and it was not so much bold previously. Okay, weird. Anyways, never mind. Okay, so every time you run this loop and you have another for inside it. My God, this is so bold. But yeah, now it will be fine and better. Okay, so each time you ran this loop, the for loop inside this, sorry, let's say you had this, you retraverse the array, right? So basically you did this. Okay, how is this changing? Anyways, never mind. So each time you ran the first loop, the previous loop also ran. So for the first instance, this I equals to n. Okay, not m. Let me just rewrite that n. Okay, so for the first time this ran n, then n again, then n again. This dot 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 goes to n times, which is basically n square. So this is running n square of times, or n into n times. Someone just raised a hand. Okay, I can't see actually hands. So whatever you want to say, you can say. No issues. Can't see hands because this covers the screen of the hands part. So yeah, whoever is that, please like say, because I'm using this to draw and I can't shift the screen while drawing. So I have to go back and see. Okay, basically, let me just explain then. I'll say. So let me just draw all this, remove all this and draw this more clearly. Okay. So say you have two for loops, 1 to n. This is how you write a pseudocode. Okay, 1 to n. Okay, so each time this loop runs n times. Is this clear? That this loop will be running n times each time this loop runs, the first for loop. If you have questions, ask. Anything, any doubts? Question is not clear, explanation is not clear, anything. You can go ahead if you have anything to ask. Anyone? Okay, I guess no one has any questions or people have left already. Okay, whatever. So what I'm saying is that each time this for loop runs, this loop also runs. Okay, so this loop runs n times. So for the first I value, it will run n. For the second, it will run n. For the third, it will run n. Like this, it will continue n times because this loop is also running n times. So this is basically n into n or n square. Sorry, not m. This is equals to n square. Okay, so we are multiplying. Okay. But in this case, where we are not using nested loops, this loop runs n times and this also runs n times. So n plus n equals to 2n. Okay, now which is smaller? So for example, let's say n equals to 5. So which is smaller, n square or 2n? 2n. So this solution is more efficient, more less number of steps are being used. So you agree this is more efficient or less efficient? Yeah, because see, if you took 5 size of frequency, then we are saving say 96 bytes, which is 96 into 4, 360 and 6 into 4. So we are saving 384 bytes. Fine. Okay, another question you have? Okay, no question. Mic open. Uh, Code shorter code doesn't mean more efficient code. Okay, this is a very big misconception and it will be clear when you learn time complexity. So whatever I'm saying is actually part of time complexity, and shorter code does not mean yeah, time complexity is lesser. But how is it lesser? This is the way, because if you run nested loops, then it's an a square power. Okay, not always, but in this case, how you're running, like you're traversing that array uh, 2 times inside a, yeah, O of 2n. Yeah, O of 2n, but we don't write that 2, the constant part we don't write. We eliminate the constant part and we write only the variable part. So this is O of n. And for this one, it would be O of n square. Okay. So if you don't know what is O and n and square and all that, forget. Just understand for now that time complexity or the efficiency of program is entirely dependent on how many steps are being run. Okay, and how much memory is being used. Okay, yeah, it's linear. So uh, uh, Aparup, like you'd go, make the class go in a frenzy. No, O does not mean omega. Omega is another sign. Yeah, O does not mean omega. O is big O, and omega has this sign. Omega is another sign. O is not omega. Don't listen to Aparup. Okay, O is used to represent the order of the time complexity in the worst case. Okay, so you can say this is basically the order of the. So you had order of differential equations. You have order of equation, and this is order of time complexity. So the order of the time complexity or the time taken is O of this, we say. Okay, forget about O and all that. We don't need O right now. You don't need O right now. I need, you don't need. Okay, so you'd learn it in your third semester and you can learn it before also by using watching YouTubes, because that's a whole another topic. You cannot just say this is O and worst case is this, and you can define time complexity is that. It's a whole mathematical approach. It's called asymptotic analysis, and using that asymptotic analysis is a mathematical branch. Using that, the time complexity of algorithms is defined. So don't learn anything half-hearted. Go for the actual definitions and learn like that. Okay. Okay, so you agree this is a better solution, right? Okay, and that problem we are having using, say, that we could not print the equivalent elements. That is, we could not print the distinct elements. So what we can do is we run till 101 and we can check if the frequency of an element is 0, and then we'll not print it. And then if the frequency is not 0, then we'll print it. But then you'll argue that this is taking 106 steps and this is a lot more than 25. So yeah, that is true for this case. Only this, because I've given an array range of 0 to 10. But suppose you're working with strings, which can contain like you're working with large data. The array size can be say 10 to the power 5 or so. So in that case, if you use like 10 to the power 6 plus 101, that is lot less than 10 to the power 6 whole square, which is 10 to the power 12. So 106, 10 to the power 6 plus 101 is lot less, given the range is 101. Range of elements is 101. Okay. So now the use. Okay. As I said, the assignments are not given just for the sake of giving assignments. Uh, these are concepts that you can use. And how this relates to dictionaries is that this is actually called an hashing technique. Okay. So hashing is you'll learn this in more detail. Basically, what we do is every element is assigned to a key. Dictionaries has key value pairs. So every value is assigned to a key. So we go to that key and we store the value. So this way we can search the element easier later. Okay. And this insertion of hashing is O1 if you do it using proper data structure. So insertion in dictionaries is O1, and since we are not using dictionaries, yes, you already know that okay, sorry, O1, sorry, forget O1, whatever I said. Don't listen to O1 or whatever. What I mean to say is that inserting in an array is a constant time application. Okay, so it does not depend on how big element you're inserting. You can insert 1000, 1 lakh, 1 million, but that insertion time does not depend on the size. It will always take the constant time. Okay, so that way this is better. So we can insert and we can retrieve the element without any extra time. And the solution then is more efficient in that case when the data is high value. So the use I'm saying, so I said about hashing. So the biggest use of this is that you'll find a lot of uses, but the code or how I learned this is actually is called a program of finding anagrams. Okay, so anyone knows what is an anagram? Okay, I know. Oh no, I don't know, sorry. I mean, I don't know if anyone knows or not. I obviously know what anagrams. Okay, no, short forms are not anagrams. Uh, listen and silent. Yeah, but what is the definition exactly? Listen and silent are anagrams, fine. But what is that? What is the definition of same letters in different places? Okay, okay. You meant to say same number of letters, I guess. But yeah, I like the same letters in different places. But say this and this. These are not anagrams, okay. But this y is in different places 2 times. So same number of letters in different places. That would be a even more perfect definition actually. Basically, the most perfect definition is frequency of every element in both the strings are equal. Okay, I'll just write it. Sorry, not both of all the elements in the string are equal. Okay, the writing is very bad, but you hopefully understand. Okay, so uh, that is the definition of anagrams. So now finding anagrams is very similar to this problem. As you saw, its frequency. So if I give an anagram problem, most people will what they will do is take the both the strings as input, and then they will check the first string. I mean, check the first letter. Letter, uh, say I is the index of the letter. Okay, letter, and they'll traverse the whole string, and they'll find the frequency. Say F. Then they again go through the second string in a nested way, and they will find the frequency, and in that nested loop they will check the frequencies. Yeah, sort, I'm coming to that. Wait, don't be in such a hurry. Okay. Okay, so we can they'll check the frequencies of both the strings, and in a nested condition they'll check if they are equals to So this is if fric 1, this is fric 2, and this is fric 1. So I'll just shorten it with f1 and f2. And if they're equal, then we don't return false. We go for the second letter. And if they're not equals, then we directly return false and close the loop. Fine, done. So this is how most people implement anagrams. And as you know, this is you are using a nested loop. So as I showed you, this will take n square number of steps. Uh, this will actually take n minus n steps, which is which is n square plus n by 2. Sorry, n minus n by 2. So n square, sorry, minus, this will be minus n square n by 2. But in analyzing time complexity, we always take the largest value. That is the order. So the order will be n square. Okay. Uh, why is that? Because you would see that if you keep increasing the size of the string, the number of steps that are being executed, sorting also need nested loops. Not all sortings need nested loops, but they cannot be done in on. There is, I mean, linear time complexity, or what I showed is like that n plus n. They are always in a multiplication form. The best sorting is n log n. If you can create a sorting that is better than this, then your name would be in the algorithms book that I study, and you'd gonna be studying in the third semester. Okay, so yeah, try. Be sure to try. But it's gonna be tough, very tough, because uh, no one has yet found, and we are trying to sort data since the beginning of computer. Okay, whatever. That's not the point. So we got to finish. I set up short session, but the session is already gone to 6:30, kind of. Okay, and I have not checked the score, so I'll check it. Just give me a second. Probably the game is over by now. Okay, the game is not over. Damn. I can probably watch the last set. Fine. I'll have to finish this. This is a great match. Probably one of the best matches I've seen. See, I'm a very big sports fan, so I'm not gonna pretend that I'm not. And this is one of the best tennis matches I've seen in a long time. Yeah, I know, but I won't be like staying for the surprise, I guess. I know I did not forget. I don't forget things so easily. Anyways, so we saw one way to solve the anagrams problem, which you saw will take n into n. As Monal said, and Sanjukta also said that Sanjukta did not actually say that, but whatever. That we can use sorting. So how sorting works is like silent. We'll take that silent. No, sorry. So it will be a big example. So take some other examples. So dog and god. Don't get hurt if you are like a pantheist. This is just an example. I'm not anyway equating anything here. Okay, just to be on the safe side, don't kill me. Okay, so if you sort this, you'd get DGO, and if you sort this, then you get DGO, which is equals, and then they are anagrams. Okay, and say if you have another letter here, then this would have been ADGO, which is not equals to GOD, or the sorted part DOG, DGO. Sorry. So you can sort and get it, no issues. This is another implementation, but anagrams is also an interview problem. This I heard from Aman Dhataba's channel when I was in class 11, and when I tried to implement this, I also could not think about anything better than that sorting. Okay, so that went two parts, but the question said that implement this in linear time complexity, that is n or 2n or something like that, whatever 3n, but it should not be in an multiple, like n into log n or n into n or n cube or whatever. It should not be in a multiple, so it should be a linear, like plus. Okay, so now can you think how can you do this? This would be the end of our session. If you can just tell me how can you do this in on using whatever on, or say like linear time complexity, uh, with whatever we have learned so far. Basically it's exactly the same question, just the data type is different, and you only have to do like one more, you have to run one more loop after this and check. Okay, and you have to declare one more array as well to store two frequencies. Okay, never mind, surprise is fine. But yeah, Can you think of anything like what we can do? Any pseudo codes, any type of anything? In the meantime, I'll just show you that if you wanted to just show the single elements, then you could have done that as well. You guys think this is not important. This is just for showing that things can be done. See, now all the single elements are being shown. 4 occurs 2 times 2 occurs 1 times 1, that. So can you think of anything or not? I probably want to reach before the last set. It's gonna be an epic match. It's gonna be tied at 2-2. The last set will decide the winner. Anyways, so but still I'll wait for the answer if you can think. And this book, yeah, I can post, no issues. Okay, I'll post, no issues. But I'd be more happy if you code this on your own. That would be better. And save it by coding on your own, and or try to implement the anagram in this way. I'll show you the pseudocode. I'll not write the code for the anagram program. I'll show you the pseudocode. Okay, so I think no one will take a try, so I'll say. Okay, so first of all, I'd like to ask you how many alphabets are there? Okay, that would be the range. Here, our range of elements were 1 to 101. In strings, we have a defined range, that is the number of alphabets. So can anyone tell me how many alphabets are there? Yes, please, if you can. And if you can do fast, that would be better for me. 26, fine. So we define, why does this become so thick automatically? Like, I'm not making this thick. Okay, so we'll define two arrays. Both are int, 0 and int2 rec 26 equals to 0. Fine, clear till now that we are defining two arrays to store the frequency of all the elements, and all the elements has to be inside this 26 number of elements, because this will be 0 to 25. Okay, so you can store, I'll show you how you can store on the 0th element. You can store a at 0th element and that. Okay, so this will store 0 to 25. No issues with that, I guess. So we have used two elements which contains 0 to 25. Fine. Just remember, we are dealing with capitals. So you want your anagrams to be in the same case, which mostly is provided. So just remember, this is A. Okay, as I said, you should remember A, Z, capital A, capital Z, small z. Okay, so you should remember this. Okay, now strings. I know I have not covered strings, so this is a pseudocode. So strings, sorry, I have not, this is not called strings. This is called only string. So string is 2. Okay, so we take inputs. Yeah, I'm not right, see you. We take input. Okay, I hope this is clear that this is input. Okay, now we run first loop, first for loop, and we traverse to the string and say s of I, just like in arrays. Just imagine string as a array of characters. Okay, so each position will give me a character. So if I get ith index, it will give me a character. And just like previously, we'll go to frec this. This will be frec1 because this is for the first loop, and we'll do plus plus. Fine. Same we'll do this for the second loop. But this will be frec2. Okay. And you can actually, because the length of both the anagrams will be same, so you can also do this in the same loop. That would be absolutely fine. So if this was S1, you would do this as S2 and frec to S2I. I know this is messy, but I want you to write this code on your own. Okay. And if you have problems, you can ask me. So is it clear till now? What we have done? We have stored the frequency. That is, we have reached till this point. Whatever we have done this program, we have reached till this point. If we map this program to this, so we have reached till this point. Now the checking part. Okay, fine, nice. Now an even better thing, you'll see how the time complexity will be even less. So now we are going to check the frequencies. So we are going to run through the freq1 array and freq2 array. And you know, freq1 size is 26 and this also 26. So we don't need to run through the strings now, which may be however large, like 10 to the power 6, 10 to the power 7, 10 to the power 5, whatever. We'll just run for I 0 to 26. Okay. And we'll do a if checking, that if freq I equals to freq1 I, that is freq2 I, then we'll not, I mean, we'll just check for not equals to, okay, because we want to prove this as false. So we'll return false. Say this is a function. Okay, let's not just go into return false. Sorry. We'll break and we'll store a bool value before that in the initialization part. Bool is anagram, which will first be at true. Okay, and if this occurs, then we'll store is ana as equals to false. Okay, and we'll break. Then outside the for loop, we'll check if is ana and we'll print that. See, this means that it is true. I hope you remember that the if we only give the variable, then it analyzes it with if it's 0 or 1. In this case, it analyzes with true or false, which is basically 0 and 1 only. True means 1 and 0 means false. So it will check if it's true or false. And if this is, you can see this is checking for true. If I give it not, then it would have checked for false. So if it is true, then we print is anagram. Else we print. Forget the else part. You write the else part on your own. So it's not anagram. This is very messy. I've never done such a messy job. So I'll create this. Okay. I'll give you a pseudocode. What better thing I can do is I'll give you a pseudocode in the classroom. Okay. And you implement that using that. When you go in your third sem, you'd see you have to write algorithms, which is using pseudocode. So yeah, I did not take classes on that because it's useless. If you can code pseudocode, not an issue. So do you have any questions? Or the session is over and you have a surprise, and the surprise maybe a shock. Okay, whatever. So if you have questions, I'll check this code till then. Okay, the last set has started.
The surprise is fun as well.
Yeah, I said the surprise can be shock to some people as well, or may not be a shock. It depends how people,
Yeah.
what can I say? How
How
people
they react
evaluate,
to it.
yeah, how people evaluate things. That depends on
Yes.
them. So yeah, clear. I hope it's clear. I want you to write the program of this anagram, and this is the best implementation of the anagram that is I showed you at the last. An anagram is a very popular program, and you'd see a lot of programs which want you to implement this frequency concept. Now, one problem I'll tell you that see, uh, not 101 elements may occur, or in case of anagrams, the string may not contain all elements A to Z. Okay, so you're wasting some spaces. That is always 0. So if we don't want to waste the spaces, what we use is a map or in hash table, or in hash map, or in Python, that is called dictionaries. So dictionaries creates only the spaces that are required for your program. Otherwise, it does not create them. That's why dictionary is a better data structure to use when counting frequencies than arrays. Okay, so you can also Tamina, you said you had problems understanding dictionaries. I want you to try writing this anagram program using dictionaries. Okay, the concept is very same. I mean, all the syntax is almost the same. Whatever pseudocode I showed. Okay, you just have to check if key exists or not. Okay, that's the one. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay, I hope or I think that will clear your doubts in dictionaries. Okay, and that was the session. If you have no questions, then I'll end it. I'll mute my mic and Kajal will take over. Okay, and I'll probably go. Bye. Okay, I don't guarantee staying here. Shall I
Okay,
put
it's
it?
not an
No, no, no,
issue.
no, no. No, 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 no. This is not an assignment. This is for your own task. Okay. Not everything is an assignment. Not everything you should get rewarded for. Some things you should do for yourself also. Yeah. So this is for your own understanding. So no one's gonna check if you did anagrams or not. Okay. Bye.
Okay, others, just wait for some few 2 minutes. I'll explain you what is the surprise. So first of all, in CodeChef, surprises are not just fun, but they are also a bit of hard work. So I'll be sharing a link. You all have to go there and solve something, and the top 5 people who solve it first will and like who solve it first and are and have the right answers will get swags from CodeChef. So this was a surprise for you all. People who have already left the meeting, don't call them back. Just that's their loss. I'm sharing the link. Yes, now, right now. So just if you all are ready with your laptop or phone, you can like use both, but I'll recommend a laptop. So if you all are ready, then
Can
just
we get a
say
minute to
yes.
prep?
Yeah, sure. I'll share the link by 42, 6:42. Once you are ready, just say in the chat box. Pavan, you can participate, but I know you will know all the answers, so I'll disqualify you. I'll be sharing it in a few seconds. So just let me know if you are ready or not. Ready, nice. Others? Okay, Approve was the only one saying I'm joining. Can you post it in Discord? No, I can't because it's just for the people who are in this chat in this meet till now, who have waited till now. Okay, I'll post it on 42 only. Okay, it's 42. So there you go. Wait, there you go. Start joining. I want all of you to join. There are almost um, 32 people in the meet. Okay, I'll share my screen. No, I can't. I can't. You'll see the answers. There are 10 people here. 12. I won't start until I have 30 or above that. I'm waiting for the rest, 6 to 7 people. Are you joining?
हेलो।
Hello? Hello?
हाँ हाँ हाँ।
Join करो.
क्या क्या ज्वाइन करे?
Okay. Some people have joined again. Wow. I won't explain it again. Now. I'll start as soon as the list is above 30. It's 27 right now. We have to select the theme. It's upon you. Competition का और देश आगे बढ़ेगा. हाँ 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 हाँ. जल्दी कर. अच्छा ठीक है चलो. 45 हो गया. मैं स्टार्ट कर रही हूँ तो 28 हो गए हैं. For the ones who are unable to join, I'm sorry. I can't wait more.
रुकिए
So let's
एक सेकेंड बस। ये
चलो
क्विज वाला
pause.
ना?
हाँ हाँ हाँ. स्टार्ट हो चुका है. I'll stop the quiz at 50, okay? So do it fast. Anyone there who has already finished? I hope you all have already finished it, so I can stop. Anyone there who needs more time? Hello? Am I audible? Yes.
Yes.
Mona, need no more time? I won't give. I'm ending it, okay? Okay, so the results are here. First is Shovik Dotto. Oh, I lost. Hey, can someone take a screenshot? I just lost that page. Thank you so much, Nimesh. Thank you so much, Nimesh. So the first one is Shovik Datto. Second is Ayan Adhikari. Third is Shomik Ghosh. Fourth is Farhan Ahmed. And fifth is Mohammad Hamza Ansari. So all of you will get swag kits from CodeChef. I'll just download this. Okay, for the people who could not make it to the top five, try to do it better next time. So I guess we can end it here. We can end the class here, okay? And for the ones, you can take the prizes after the college reopens, okay?